Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber, and this subscriber sent a donation. So remember, guys, if you want to make sure that your question is answered, that it's going to guaranteed that it's going to be answered, make sure that you send a donation, and we will make that happen. All right. So thanks for the donation. All right. So now this one says, Mr. Locario, I'm an honest to goodness pretty boy, and I used to have tons of issues getting with women until I stumbled across your program. But everyone in today's society is like up my ass and pressuring me because of my looks, especially in the workplace. I work in a grocery store. I catch straight males staring at me all the time. Women stare and give me dirty looks, sometimes for no reason. I never get complimented on my looks from women. I really get approached. Sometimes women make fun of me. Not saying that I don't get women, because I do. But my total experience with women in general is just bad. A lot of women are rude, mean. I've been called gay before by chicks I tried to holler at that didn't want me. Basically, my question is how can I use my looks to my advantage with women? What are looks good for as a man, and why are a lot of men/women against me for no reason? All right, so this is interesting. I actually like getting emails like this, because this is basically what I've been saying for years, till I'm blue in the face, that this whole looks thing, everybody thinks that just because you're good looking, everything's going to be simple for you. Everything's going to just fall in your lap. People are just going to be bowing down and kissing your feet because you're so damn good looking, right? Now, what I want you guys to understand is this, is that if you are a good looking guy, meaning that, the way your face looks, and, you might be fit or whatever, you're a handsome dude, right? People are going to check you out, right? Because people like to look at, people, places, things that are appealing to the eye. Okay. So if you are good looking, if you are a handsome guy, people will check you out. Men and women will check you out. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the reason why they're checking you out is because you are good looking and you are pleasing to the eye, right? Now, what you got to understand is that them checking you out and looking at you, if these girls are checking you out and looking at you, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a extremely easy road to the vagina. Do you understand? It doesn't mean that that is an automatic pass. You don't have a goddamn hall pass to the pussy. It's not, it's just not gonna, go down like that. Now, if you are a good looking dude and a chick is checking you out, right? You can use that to your advantage, because you sort of have her attention now. So now you can approach her because you're sort of on her radar. So she's already checking you out. So when you approach her, right, it's giving you that indicator that, okay, she's checking me out, so let me go and say something. Like, I have her attention, so now I should go and say something. I should go and make a move, right? Now, as you're making that move and as you're approaching her, when you start talking to her, that's when, all the things that really matter, meaning your game. You understand what I'm saying? This is why a lot of guys who, are, good looking, they sometimes, don't get shit popping because their game is weak. Because the chick might think he's attractive, and then once he starts talking and once she starts, like, having a conversation with him, she starts to see, okay, well, maybe this guy isn't as awesome as I thought. You understand? Because, again, with women, women are about feelings. Do you understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, women are about how they feel. Okay? Because even sometimes a woman might, flirt with a guy, and this could be any guy. It could be any type of dude. So it doesn't even have to be a good looking dude. A chick could flirt with a guy, and the flirting, and the attention that he's giving her is making her feel good. It's feeding her ego. Now she's flirting with a guy who's good looking, right? That'll, make her ego even bigger, because she assumes that since this guy is good looking, which is like what everybody assumes, she assumes that, other girls would want him. So now she's like, oh wow, this guy who probably could get a lot of girls because he's quote unquote good looking is flirting with me, and it makes me feel good, and yada yada yada, whatever, right? Now, there was a part in your email where you were saying that you were saying sometimes women make fun of me, and you were saying you get women, but your total experience with women has been sort of bad because they'll be rude to me, mean to you, they called you gay and all this other stuff. Now, this is what this is what a lot of guys got to understand, and this is like one of the big reasons why being good looking could sort of backfire. If you understand what I'm saying, this is the funny part, and I've talked about this in other videos and all this other stuff, right? But I'll go into a little bit more in depth, right? What you got to understand is that some of these girls who are you're talking to or you approach or whatever, they are intimidated by you because just like everybody else, they think that since you're good looking, that you got just a whole bunch of chicks in a stash that you smashing. You just smashing like 20 girls every day. Like just chicks is just lining up around the corner from your house to get with you, right? So this is what they assume, right? So now what happens is that they become intimidated. Now the reason why they're treating you mean or they're calling you gay and all this other stuff is because what they're doing is something called auto rejecting. Now what auto rejecting is when you automatically reject someone because you think that person wasn't going to want you anyway, or they weren't really going to be feeling you. You understand? So it's like, let's say if you like you as a guy, you see a really hot chick, and then you go up to her and you try to holler, and she sort of like gives you the cold shoulder or whatever. And then you just sort of walk away, and then you go and tell your friends, you be like, man, fuck that bitch. She whack anyway. I ain't, she on some bullshit. I ain't really like her like that anyway, blah, 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 blah. So it's sort of like you're talking all this shit because you feel like, oh, well, she wasn't going to want me, so fuck her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you really want her. You really like her. You really want to make something happen, but you feel like, and shit ain't gonna go down. That even sometimes even before you approach the girl, you'll say that. Like you'll see a chick, you see she's really hot, you're like, damn, this chick is bad, and your boys is like, yo, go holla. And then you say, nah, I'm not really gonna do it. She look like she a bitch. She look kind of stuck up, blah 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 blah. Right? So you're automatically rejecting her because you think that you can't fuck with her. Right? The same thing goes for women. So a lot of times when guys, this is why I be telling guys, don't play too many games with chicks. Be real with them, because a lot of times when you play too many games with women, they think that they can't get you because you're making it too hard to get, right? So then once you make it too hard to get, she's like, oh, well, this guy sucks. I'm gonna stop calling him, whatever. He's whack. So I'm just gonna keep it moving. So they automatically reject you so that you can't reject them. You understand? So before you reject them, they automatically reject you. So since you are this good looking dude, right? Even if you come and holler at them, or they're checking you out or whatever like this, and then you come and say something to them, sometimes they'll be on some goofy mean shit, trying to being on some bullshit, because they're automatically rejecting you. Because even though you are approaching them and saying, hey, you trying to fuck with them, they feel that you might be too good looking to really like them. Do you understand what I'm saying? To really be with them. So they think that, oh, well, if I get with this guy, he's probably just gonna like hit it one time and bounce, or I might give him my number and he might not call me because he's going to be dealing with other women, or we're going to go out on a date and then he's never going to call me again. So all these things are going on in their head. So to avoid that blow to their ego, if you do actually not call them, or if you do just hit it and never call them again, they automatically reject you. And the way that they automatically reject you is by being rude, by being mean, by calling you gay, all this other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So it's their own insecurity and their own trying to, protect their ego, which is why they're automatically rejecting you, because they assume that since you are good looking, that you're getting all these chicks. It's almost like kind of like what ironic in a sort of way. It's kind of like this paradox. It's like, oh well, a good looking guy gets all these girls, But since he's good looking, so many girls are intimidated by him, and then they just don't even try to fuck with him because he's too damn good looking. Fucking ridiculous, right? Shit is so stupid. But anyway, but the thing that you need to do, right, to use your looks to your advantage is that when you catch women checking you out, right? Holler at them. It's really that simple. Use the fact that they are checking you out to your advantage, meaning use the fact that they're checking you out to holler at them. Now, if the chick is being on some bullshit and being, on some mean shit, you understand? You could either A, just keep it moving, or B, if you are, if you actually work on your game, meaning your verbal skills, you'll be able to sort of turn that shit around while you're having the conversation with the chick. You understand? So let's say if you're talking to a chick and she's being on some bullshit, and you look at her and you say something slick like, yeah, I don't know why you acting like this, because you want me, I want you too. So why we being on some nonsense? Just give me a number and I'll call you tomorrow. Let's get together, right? So you should be able to know how to sort of maneuver in those situations to sort of make her, to make that happen. You understand? And also the thing is, a lot of times, people, they assume that, people who are good looking, like they have all these like attributes to, they attach these attributes to people like that. So they'll be like, oh, he, you must, I bet you he's an asshole, or, he's probably dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like they say shit like that to sort of make themselves feel better about them being insecure, about, them feeling like they can't get you. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is kind of like sometimes where people do this sort of comparison where they talk about, oh, well, I'd rather have a chick who, a chick could be hot, but then she's a bitch or dumb. But then you can have a chick who's average, but she's a cool chick, right? But it's so we always compare the fucking, we always say the hot chick is a bitch and dumb because it makes you feel better about not getting her. You see what I'm saying? You could actually find a hot chick who's hot and who's smart and who's really nice. Do you feel what I'm saying? So the thing is that when you approach these girls, they're probably putting those attributes to you. They're like, oh, he's probably a douchebag. He's probably, it's one of those asshole guys and blah, 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 blah. So to justify why they're not going to try to talk to you, to justify why, they sort of will, auto reject you and feel justified in doing that because they're like, well, I was attracted to him and, I wanted to get with him, but fuck him. He's probably an asshole. You feel what I'm saying? So when you approach these girls and you talk to them, you understand? You can be all playful and all that other shit with them, but at the same time, just keep it real with them. Just let them know, like, look, you cool. Give me a number. Let's see what's gonna go down. Because a lot of times they're being, automatically on that rude and mean shit just to sort of, justify, why they are auto rejecting you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they need for it to be real that you're an asshole, that you're a dickhead, you're a douchebag. They need that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So that they can feel better about rejecting you. But if you approach them and you know how to, turn that shit around and know how to talk to them, you understand? You're going to have those chicks actually want to fuck with you. Now, also, you're going to have women who are not going to act like that, who are not going to be insecure and automatically reject you, right? You're going to have women who are going to actually be cool when you talk to them and everything's going to be, fine. So all you need to do is that when you see these women checking you out, just approach them and start talking. It's really that simple. You understand? So the advantage of you, being good looking is that you will have chicks checking you out, but that's not going to really do anything if you don't approach. And also not even just approach, you have to have the game to back up what's going on in that situation in order for her to really fuck with you. Because you could be as good looking, as pretty as you want to be, but if you open your mouth and start spitting and what you saying is bullshit, or you are insecure, or you're not confident, or you don't know what to say, you don't know how to really maneuver in a conversation, you don't know how to close the deal, you don't know how to set shit up, is not going to, all the looks in the world ain't gonna work for you. You feel me? So just use that to your advantage. You know, if they checking you out, holla and make that happen. All right. So that is pretty much it, guys. I'm out of here. If you guys have any questions, remember, if you send a donation, and again, thanks for your donation. If you send a donation, your question is guaranteed to be answered. I get a whole bunch of emails, so I don't get to everybody's emails. So if you definitely want your question answered, make sure you click the link below and send a donation. All right. So that's about it. I'm out of here, guys. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below so you can send me a question and I'll do a video on it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which gives you 7 tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.